Hello my soul tribe, welcome to my channel, and I am Celeste TT Tarot. For those of you who are returning, welcome, and welcome back, and those of you who are new, welcome. And this will be Leo's reading. I didn't choose, I was divinely guided to wait until the last day of August. So I have your birthday reading going. So I'm going to use the Japanese tarot deck. It doesn't really have a name, but it has beautiful art work. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are in the Japanese theme. I also have the Rumi Oracle deck that I was guided to do for your reading. And I have the Bad Bees Tarot. They were sitting right on top of each other. And then I have the Hoodoo Tarot, okay? So I am going to turn it and get started. And actually, funny thing is, my first dog that I officially got as my own, becoming an independent adult, transitioning from a young adult to actual independent adult, is also, and he is a Leo. I actually also have Leo on my chart. It's my moon sign. So there you go. Some channeling I was getting is Kim's song, Stop Loving You. So I kept hearing that. It kept playing over. I think about the day I met the perfect stranger. I think about us. And that part just kept playing over and over and over again. So some of you guys could be meeting a perfect stranger, finding your person, getting into alignment. So that is great for Leo energy. You could be feeling like in your element, like happy. The Sun card is for Leo. The fire, it's a fire sign, so all of the Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the King and Queen of Wands in the Court deck. Also, of course, the Strength card, which has a lion on it, and how you're manifesting, learning how with dignity and grace to like tame your inner lion. And there's also the Sun card, so maintaining your happiness. But in setting up for this reading, and right now I have my amber incense, which is very Leo like. And the crystal amber, I guess I'm being guided to tell you this is good to help with the solar plexus chakra, also the sacral chakra. So maybe some of you guys could be doing some chakra work, cleansing, getting into spirituality, trying to learn more about yourself. That is a great thing. That's a victory, which is that Six of Wands card, which is also Leo energy. Seven of Wands, protecting yourself, boundaries, standing your ground, based on your morals, values, and standards, as well as the Five of Wands, which is competition, battle. There are some good competitions and healthy ones, and then there are some unhealthy, toxic ones. So maybe you are sorting through that, like, why do I always have to fight? Love is not that hard. It shouldn't be a battlefield. And that's true, because love is patient, love is kind. That's been the theme right now that I put forth in my Sabbath reading. So some of you guys could be learning about that. There is a lot of looking into the Lions of Judah. So some of you guys could be embracing those factors in your life. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of downloads, and a lot of things coming. So I am going to start by going into the Oracle. Is where I'm divinely guided. And then as you can see, as soon as I decided to do that, the phone dropped. So some of you guys during your birthday season, you could be going through friendship groups or so and trying to figure out like who's on your team and who's not. I almost fell down the stairs. I bumped my arm. I bumped my leg. And I am usually a clumsy person, but it just seemed a little bit more intense. Like I missed a step trying to go and get my cat. And so you could be having some people that are throwing some juju, bad, evil eye juju at you right now. So I am going to use the Hoodoo Tarot deck to uncover that. But let us get into your reading. I also picked up Whitney Houston, who's also a Leo, a lioness. R.I.P. Rest her beautiful, beautiful soul and spirit. Unfortunately, you know, she fell to her toxic habits. So maybe you guys are like not wanting to go outside and fall into those type of things. And if that's the case, then definitely you know, she had a drug addiction, so maybe some of you guys are battling that. Having inner conflict is what's coming out, as well as outer conflict. So the key typically to battling inner and outer conflict is sitting with yourself, centering in yourself, and saying, what is it that makes me and my son energy happy? And then aligning yourself to that reality, and not, and like tuning out all those ultra delusional realities that do not apply to you. Okay. And that's how I typically operate, is like, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, right? And if it does apply and that's you, then this is how you can heal. So I'm going to start off, when it comes to healing, you always have to center yourself in your heart center. Your heart center love is like what makes you happy. So I'm going to start off there, to the right, to the left, and then I'm going to start off in the middle at the bottom, in the middle at the top. And then I'm going to cross over this way, that way, this way, and that way. So it's like shaped like it's like a box here. So that's kind of like protection energy, standing your ground energy. Also, I kind of look at it like it's like a shape like a box human. Some of you guys could be in the art or so. And I'm being guided right now to clarify with these decks before I even turn the card with the Japanese deck here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just being obedient here. Trying to get it so that you can see all the cards. Oh, sorry. You see over now, that's my printer. So there we go. I'm going to scoop these over here. Cards are pretty big, but they all fit in here. And then this is the overall deck right here. Okay. And then I'm going to shuffle these, make sure they're upright, because I'm only taking upright right now, so I can help you guys get in alignment, being your natural sun, happiness, energy. See, thinking of like flowers and sunflowers, and you know, people always trying to steal your sunshine, your happiness, your joy, so you can't let that. So now I am going here, here, there, here, 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 here. And that's overall. Okay, and so I am going to take this out, and I'm going to use this as clarification for what comes up, for whatever I feel like I'm going to be guided to clarify. Okay. Put this back here. So that's the Bad Beast Tarot. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle this up. Okay. This one wants to pop out. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm just gonna put it at the bottom, leave it face up, because there's something there. Alright, we're going to start off in the heart center, guys. So we're going to start off flipping the Rumi Oracle. It says Divine Mother Manifest, card number 15. So card number 15 is with Divine Mother Manifest. So some of you guys could be healing like some mother issues, really tuning into your heart space of like what an ideal mother, divine feminine energy looks like or means to you. And it's about getting heart centered, like what type of loving, nurturing, caring relationship would you like to have. And then that card number 15 in the actual tarot deck is the Devil card, which is Capricorn energy. Funny enough, I am a Capricorn, but I asked for divine guidance for this reading for you guys. And that Devil card can go both ways. You can either get honed in, and it can be obsessive traits, toxic traits. It can be also nurturing traits, because if you think of it, Capricorn energy is earth energy, like Mother Earth. Right now, if you're spiritualist and or religious, then you could say like the devil is like binding a lot of people with, their faults and their habits and their addictions when it comes to being earthbound. But you can also free yourself from that by tuning into what and focusing in on a little bit obsessing in on what you feel like would be an ideal, loving, caring relationship when it comes to a divine mother type of relationship. So this could be you healing mother issues in your heart space, which is a great way to start. This is beautiful energy. And to clarify that, you have the Knight of Swords. So this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So maybe some of you guys have been rushing into situations. This could be asking questions, being very direct energy, but it's also communication. It's also like you communicating, could be you rushing to communicate with yourself. You have to be careful with that energy, because while it is good communication, quick communication, it doesn't necessarily last. And as you can hear, it can also attack, or you can have a mother figure attacking your heart space, hurting your heart space. So you have to be careful like that. The Knight of Swords and the low vibration can be very like toxic, aggressive, attacking, loose with your, like very harsh with your words, very condescending, and very aggressive, like in just a very toxic rat like way. So like when they say like there's rats around you, it could be some like rat feminists around you that are doing like rat like things, that are saying things out of their mouth without thinking. Very low vibrational and immature and childlike. Is very, because the Knight of Swords could also be a child. You could have an air child, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that you're dealing with and working with, healing and healing your mother wounds in order to deal with a child, air sign child. So take it however it resonates. Okay. Let's see. I'm not guided to read the books on these. I'm guided to go with my intuition. But you could definitely pick up that Oracle deck and read the card number 15 for that. But we definitely have the Knight of Swords. So you have to be careful with how you balance that energy out. You have to take your time a little bit more, because the earth sign energy, the Knight of Pentacles, is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but it's also more consistent, stable, and reliable. So you want your healing to be like that. So if you're asking pointed questions to a mother figure, or asking direct pointed questions to yourself about an ideal mother figure, you have to be easy with yourself, okay? Like, don't be so harsh on yourself, right? We could be our own worst critics. So I'm divinely guided to go this way. This is to the right. We have Whirling Goddess, card number 30, okay? Whirling Goddess, card number 30. And as you can see in the illustration of this, I'm getting kind of like tower energy. It's also feminine energy, but take it however it resonates. It's just energy. Some of you guys could be stepping more or trying out on the right hand of like being more nurturing towards feminine energies. Card number 30 or 3 is like the Empress card. Some of you guys could be starting over fresh with your ideas about women and femininity. And the card behind that is the Ace of Cups. So that's a beautiful card. Talks about love, unconditional love, self-love. It also talks about divine love, showing love to yourself, showing love to others, having an overflowing cup. And this is really how the start of manifestation. That's where there's a 3 and a 0. So some of you guys could be looking into manifesting your true love, a love that's unconditional, ever flowing, that sparks your heart. So that's beautiful on the right hand. So let's see what's at the right top, which would be the mental space. Up here we have Arise and the 4 of Cups. Okay, so Arise card number 13 can talk about a transformation, dark night of the soul. As you can see here, that Scorpio energy could be dealing with one. The Ace of Cups I usually like to look at. A lot of people will say it's like Pisces energy. I also really consider it Cancer's energy, to be honest, because they're closer towards, this 4 of Cups is a Cancer card. They are closer towards the smaller numbers. So for example, I would like to say the court cards, when you're in the Ace of Wands, that's closer, if you think about it realistically, to the 2, 3, and 4, which is Aries energy. So Ace of Wands, but that embodies all the fire energies as well. The Ace of Cups embodies all the water energies, including Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. But because it's closer to the smaller cards, I like to consider it as Cancer's card, okay? Like Ace of Cups. But you take it however it resonates for you and what's in your chart. I always encourage people to look up their birth charts. So this talks about discontentment, boredom, rejection, missed opportunities. You see this person's got 3 cups already filled over here. Your friendship group's established, and there's another one that's being offered, and you're not really willing to accept it. So this could be putting you or someone that you know, take it however it resonates. It could be a Scorpio. You're rejecting an offer, and it's putting somebody in a dark night of the soul. Or you could be going through the dark night of the soul after being rejected or having an offer rejected or feeling like you missed an opportunity. But there it says arise here. So you always can arise from this, which talks about an awakening. You also can, in the future, accept an additional offer if you feel like it's for your highest good, okay? But this one may also talk about contemplation. It also talks about self-reflection. You can see he's sitting here, peace and harmony, getting into alignment and balance, and seeing if, you know, if this is really for your highest good. Will this really work out, having, you know, all these cooks in the kitchen when it comes to love or love relationships? Because these are water cards, emotions cards. So a lot of you guys are thinking about that, and that's a great actual energy to be in. A lot of people say, oh, the 4 of Cups is a missed opportunity, but you can't necessarily seize every single opportunity that comes your way for the sake of seizing it. So you won't have to say, oh, well, I don't want to miss it. Some opportunities need to be missed. These are divine tests as to whether or not you're willing to come into alignment, or are you going to be down for everything? Are you going to choose the Most High, this Ace of Cups on the right, or are you going to go in your left brain, very logical, and actually think about it? And this is pretty typical of like masculine energy. So a lot of you guys could be stepping into your masculine energy, into your mental space, and thinking and contemplating on whether or not accepting new friendships, relationships, partnerships, associateships, colleagueships, whichever one, okay? So you could be contemplating that. Okay, now we have over here, let's go to the right brain, which is the creativity sector. We have the right choice, card number 29, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's my divine feminines. That's that Queen of Wands, that leadership, entrepreneurship, boss-like energy, like alpha female. Okay, so a lot of you guys are being creative when it comes to being a leader and ways in which you can be a leader. The divine is giving you authorization. That is the right choice, card number 29. So that in the tarot deck breaks down a card number 2, which is the High Priestess card at high elevation. It also talks about card number 9, which is Hermit energy, Virgo energy. We are in Virgo season while I'm doing this reading. So a lot of you guys are choosing to be independent, entrepreneur, leadership, boss-like energies. And that is you stepping into your feminine energy, your leadership energy, your visionary energy, and making sure you make the right choice. Some of you guys are choosing to stay single, or making the right choice when it comes to partnerships that align with you, able to stay and sit in this stable, mature, fire, feminine energy, okay? And that is great, okay? So we got left brain masculine, we're seeing right side feminine. So you guys are like doing really, really good. I don't even need to clarify what's going on right now. Let us go to the middle sector. This would be sacral energy to me, or root. So you can take that. The middle is definitely the heart sector, and then the left and the right are, to me, we'll look at what comes out for that before I go into that. We have the Magician here and Dance of the Divine Feminine. Okay, so some of you guys maybe want to dance with a divine feminine. The Kim song to me, I am out of Chicago here, so it's like we do stepping over here. So maybe some of you guys want to go stepping. Maybe some of you guys are going stepping. That's card number 42. And we have the Magician, Gemini energy. Some of you guys are manifesting, dancing with the divine feminine. So that can be you yourself as manifesting, going dancing, or you're as a masculine manifesting, dancing with the right choice of a divine feminine who actually is very single, independent, can take care of herself, an entrepreneur. That is beautiful energy. With the Magician card, Gemini energy is someone who has the experience. They've been through it before. They have invested time, effort, energy, and money. Earth energy, stability. It talks about air. They have communicated, great communication, clear, direct, concise, truth, honest, with integrity. They also have, which is the sword, or the sword. Then they have the wand. They have led the situation, been empowered, displayed leadership qualities and protectionist qualities, visionary qualities when it comes to leading. And they have the cup, expressing the right amount of emotions at the right time, having compassion, empathy in the upright position. And that's how you're able to manifest using all the tools in your chest, basically. So that's good. We have card number 4 here, which in a higher vibration is the Emperor card. So this is coming off as like divine masculine card, wanting to dance with the divine feminine. And card number 2, which is the High Priestess, once again Pisces energy. So some of you guys have chosen to manifest this type of relationship, and that's coming up in your root, a stable stability in your sacral chakra, which could be that's what you're attracted to. Okay, it could also be what you're creatively manifesting. You're doing it so in a creative way, doing something different. Okay, let us go to the left here. We have Hand of Fatima, card number 43, and we have the Knight of Cups. So there you go. That's that expressing romantic gestures, dating card as well. It's also communication regarding emotions. It's also a proposal. So some of you guys could be considering getting married or proposing to someone or proposing a serious relationship, courtship card. And Hand of Fatima. So we have a card number 4 and a card number 3, which is Emperor, Empress energy. So some of you guys are manifesting, proposing, or making a romantic gesture, dating, courting your divine feminine, your person, the Empress to your Emperor. Okay, you can see this looks like the manifestation, reaching the hand out to the universe, requesting what it is that you want. Very direct. This is to me the Knight of Cups, the man, he who finds a wife. So the man being the pursuer, being very consistent and reliable, but the Knight of Cups is not necessarily that consistent and reliable, so he has to keep on pursuing. He has to stay in this Knight of Cup energy until the romantic gesture is actually expressed, which turns into a page. So right now it's kind of like little immature butterfly type of energy, but it's still beautiful. It's like you got to start somewhere. Okay, let us go to, and my allergies are acting up, so maybe some of you guys are having some allergies. I usually don't have allergies, so that's what's coming through. Let's go towards the middle brain, which is in the middle of what you could be considering. We have the Sacred Soul Sister, card number 3 and 7, and the Two of Cups. So yes, that's like a soulmate, divine partnership, twin flame for those of you who resonate with that. The Sacred Soul Sister. So some of you guys could be, like feeling like you found your soul sister, the fire to your desire, getting some fiery, desiry energy, and that could be where that's like in the middle of your mind, which is kind of like the center before anything gets action oriented or taken on. And as you can see here, he's extending a hand to her. This is a very healthy, healing relationship in the upright. And we have the 3, which is the card number for the Empress again, and then we have the 7, Cancer's card, Chariot. Okay, okay? So you could be moving forward with your tunnel vision. You're focused in. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to make the offer, the romantic gesture to enter into a relationship. So that is beautiful. A partnership where you both on equal standing. You both complement each other. So that's great. Don't need clarification there, and you feel like that's your sacred soul sister. So let us go to the left then, okay? A new gown, card number 18, and the King of Cups. So I just kind of described him because the Emperor embodies every king in the deck. The Empress embodies every queen in the deck. So this is you stepping into your compassionate, loving, caring, nurturing energy. The King of Cups is like an empath. The King of Cups, it looks like there's a lot of Cancer, and there's also some Scorpio energy I see here, possibly some Pisces. Some of you could have all three of those in your chart. But as you can see here, the center of him sitting here on his throne is basically him embodying the energy of like being very emotionally mature when it comes to how to express, when to express his emotions, when to hold back, tapping into his intuition, knowing when intentions are pure and when they're not, when to engage and when not to, when to express love and when to hold back, because he is in control of his emotions and nobody can knock him off his throne, okay? And that's a new gown for you. Card number 18 is the Moon card, which is Cancer, also Pisces and Scorpio's card. Talks about going into mystery, facing fears, opening up to your intuition. It talks about it also talks about, to me, like that moon energy is very mysterious, and the King of Cups can be very mysterious when it comes to his emotions because he's able to in-tune intentions, and if he feels like those intentions are harmful and they'll shake up his emotions, then he knows how to withhold and keep himself balanced and not let other people affect his emotions. So that's beautiful, beautiful energy. You guys are all in your fields, okay? To the right, we got Beyond Death Life card number 1, which is the Magician card. So everything is like like coming full circle, as I would say. And this would be like your solar plexus. So King of Wands, as you can see here. So it's like you're the king of your throne. You're protecting beyond life and death, your manifestations. You're taking your power back, and you are able to focus and hone in on your vision and how you want to lead, being an entrepreneur. Maybe some of you guys are starting a business, or you have already established your business and now you are looking to take action. This is very action oriented. The King of Wands, when it comes to manifestations, they are more like the doers, the action oriented versus the talkers. So they are the ones that put the plans in motion. They are the ones that, activate the act upon the vision, whether it comes from them or not. They're able to hone in on, the faults and the failties that may come in the plan and like shift up to make it go, how it needs to go. And for Leos, that would be so that it's a success, a victory, okay? And for Aries, it would be more like the planning preparation stage. And then for the Sagittarius part, it would be more like the action oriented, taking action on it, putting in the communication and moving. It's a very fast moving energy. If you know Sagittarius, their card is the horse with the arrow on it, so it's like taking direct action towards making what you executed, what you planned and prepared for, the plans that you drew up. Think of it like an architect. Like King of Wands typically are in those type of fields, with King of Cups like military type of cop like feels as well, where you draw plans for where, like, whatever you're going to review, and then the execution comes in. That would be the Sagittarius energy. Like, okay, you here, you put your squad where they need to be, and then the actual moving in on it would be like the Leo energy, like using your strength to like go in and execute what needs to be executed. So that's the King of Wands, summed up. I didn't need any clarification on that either. That's the manifestation beyond life and death, because after death there is life. That is the cycle of life, and as I said, this all came full circle. So let's see what card here the clarification popped up. Wheel of Fortune. So some of you guys are choosing your Wheel of Fortune. You're not letting anything stop you. Card number 10. You are aligning with your destiny and going towards your highest good. The fortune of that. Making sure you're on the right side of karma. You definitely have to make sure you're on the right side of karma when it comes to the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder if there's any other clarifications. So I'll pull 3 more. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you guys could be looking into a wife, a business owner, or you can be embodying that. Someone who's established, grounded, stable, loyal. That could be the archetype feminine you're looking into. I also saw the Queen of Wands as another option. There's all these other cards on the table. Cancer, Scorpio, which would Cancer, Scorpio, Queen of Cups. We also have, I don't want to miss anybody, we had Empress card number 3, air sign, which would be the Libra or Taurus, which is also Queen of Pentacles. We also had here, those are the energies that I see. So Queen of Cups, we got a Queen of Wands here. That could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And we have the air signs here. And right now I'm seeing Queen of Swords, which would be Queen of Swords, Gemini, and or Libra. Okay, and then here we just had Queen of Pentacles, which that 15 card came out first. That is the Devil card, Capricorn or Taurus is what I'm seeing. Okay, I did see card number 9, so that would also be that. So that's all the queens and all the earth signs, all the water signs. It looks like I didn't get I got Aries, the fire sign, and I got Leo, obviously, because this is your reading. I did not get Sagittarius, but I read Sagittarius in just to explain that King and Queen of Wands also can embody that energy. That's the earth angel energy, because it's the execution of the divine assignment, of the divine plan. Let's pull another one. The Star. So we just got the last air sign, Aquarius energy. That talks about healing. It talks about restoration, renewal. It talks about some of you guys could be a star. You could have a star badge, like I mentioned the police before. I also mentioned entrepreneur, so you could be rising in the field as a star in your chosen field. Your chosen field could be a field of healing. It could be in the medical. These card decks can be in any field. I was just giving some examples of how you could lead. Some of you could be taking leadership in your field. And let us pull the last one, because I said 3. We got the 5 of Swords. It's also Aquarius energy. It talks about winning at all costs. It also talks about defeat. It talks, and as you can see here, sitting here contemplating on sitting on the truth and knowing that if you're not going to win anything, you're essentially at a stalemate here. So nobody wins in the end. It's just doing things for the sake of doing them. And you're not going to get a resolve, because everybody's going to be hurt. And well, that was actually 4 of Swords in the end. So this also talks about breakup. It talks about contemplation. It talks about truth and integrity. You contemplating whether or not you operate in that energy. So that's actually Libra's card. Okay, so that would be Libra's energy, as we mentioned before. Maybe some of you guys broke up with a Libra. You're considering breaking up with a Libra. Maybe, and I got Aquarius here, the Star card, and I got Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I got that from the clarification. It resonates a bit, but not really. The Wheel of Fortune definitely resonates, because as I mentioned, the circle of life, it comes full circle. These could be side situations that are going on that you may be contemplating. You may be trying to figure out who out of all these women that you may have dated is your person. Okay, but you just use your intuition and don't make any quick decisions. Watch this in your heart space. just go with what your intuition. Don't even listen to me as a reader. And that's strange for me to say that, but I'm going to say your intuition, what's right for your life is for you. Okay? Like, don't listen, don't grab in with what somebody else is telling you is like that's the right way to go. Like, use your intuition, contemplate on your life and what fits for you. Okay? Overall, we have the Ten of Pentacles, talks about legacy, generational wealth, okay? Family, sustainability, long-term wealth, and building. This is Virgo's card. We are in Virgo season, so maybe some of you guys could be considering building up, storing up. This would be like a retirement fund, something for the future that'll last and take care of generations to come. Okay, so that is that card, the considerations, and that is the end of I guess what you would say the cycle of life, is that you have put and properly executed everything to where there is wealth to leave for the future generations. It's stable and it's unshakable. And we have the impossible made possible, card number 9, Hermit energy, which would be Virgo once again. And that is maybe some of you guys thought it was impossible, like your and I see the Temperance peeking out down here, which is funny, because that feels like, hey, we're here too, so maybe you also have to consider that. The impossible made possible. Maybe some of you guys are considering that something that possibly was impossible has now become possible. It is possible to build a legacy and have money. Maybe you didn't think that retirement fund was going to stretch out, but then when you recalculated and you made a couple of adjustments, it actually turned out that it will, that you be sustained for a long time to come, and that everything's working out for your highest good. Okay, and that's typically how it goes in this journey. Okay, and now my allergies have been driving me crazy. So I'm going to check and I'm going to pull, because I did mention 5 of Swords and then we saw the star. So somebody could be throwing some hoodoo at you. So the Hoodoo Tarot is going to reveal that. I'm going to pull 5 cards from this. And then we'll go ahead and end your reading. I'm not even getting songs being channeled right now because there's a lot of like interference with your reading. So I'm just going to figure out who is messing with my Leos, okay? Like, who's doing it? Who's throwing stuff? Okay, let's see what they throwing. What kind of little magic they throwing. What kind of little judo. So we're going to pull 5 cards from the Hoodoo. This is just need to know, take whatever resonates. I'm not saying you need to go rush in that Knight of Swords energy and start attacking people like, hey, cut it out. But if you do know somebody's like messing around with your energy or planning your energy, and how this happens is like people you may have hurt in the past, like as you go through your healing journey, you may not even know they're hurt in the past or so. You may need to make recompense, which is like clearing out karmic debt. Recompense with like things that have happened in your past that may have hurt you, or where you may have hurt someone else. That's always my go-to. Like, some people you won't be able to reach, some people you shouldn't necessarily bother their life. So healing is really for you, it's not for that other person. But if you can tell yourself, like, I did what I needed to do, I tried every way, or I see that this person's happy, so it all worked out for them in the end, and being happy for them and releasing that energy on that can definitely help you clear out that karma, negative or positive, and manifest that back into your life because you did something good for somebody else. Like if you did a kind gesture, it always comes back in some kind of form, some way, or something works out for you that you didn't expect. If you did a negative gesture, you broke somebody's heart or made a false promise or anything like that, typically you clear that out by accepting. You got to go through your stages of grief, go through your dark night of the soul, contemplate on like why you did that, what your intentions were, and if it's really like what you wanted and how you want things to end. A lot of people you can like look into, like, how's that person doing? If you feel like they're still harboring any kind of like resentment or so towards you, you can try to like make some kind of amend, close chapters out, okay? Because a lot of people keep chapters open and it just keeps the energy flowing, negativity being flowed into the world. If you can't reach that person, they block you on everything. Do not try to force your way into somebody's life unnecessarily and cause more grief, pain, and hurt, and more confusion. It's literally like, just do something good in the world then. Like, okay, go, volunteer, pick up trash, like help Mother Earth out, like rechannel that energy so that way you can release it. Where somebody's super toxic that hurts you and all they do is cause you pain every time you reintroduce yourself to the life. They need to go on their journey. They need to do their own dark night of the soul and come to terms with that. You close that door by literally accepting that, releasing that, and understanding that, okay, that might not have been my person, or it might not be the right time. Keep moving forward in your life and let it be what it is. Like some people say they need closure, but closure is really for who? Like you can close it yourself by saying like, it didn't work out. And I'm okay with that, or I have to get myself together before I can help like pour into my cup before I can pour into anybody else's cup. So I gotta help me. It's unfortunate I have to cut this person off. They just feed into all my toxic habits, addictions, behaviors, and I can no longer sustain this because it would become unsustainable. It cuts into my 10 of Pentacles, what I want to leave for my family, myself, my future. If some of you plan on having kids, if you have kids, like I have to cut that out because that is only going to bleed me in the future. Like if, for example, if you're addicted to drugs, like you keep paying for drugs, you get addicted, you like spend up all your money, right? And that's money that's not going to be left for any future generations. And you keep on this grief pattern of like crying about it, but you're not doing anything about it. Like King of Wands, Queen of Wands, do something about it. If that's your story, I'm not, I don't know what your story is, but that is the way that you heal. It's like, what, I got a problem. I have to go get myself a rehab. Even if you have a partner that's toxic, is engaged in that, I have to cut you off right now. I cannot heal you. And I don't think we're going to heal together because we're like one of us gets weak and go back into that. We're back into the cycle again. I cannot go through any more cycles. I got to get out of this. I want generational wealth for the future. Cut them off. Do what you got to do. Heal. Hopefully they go on their journey and they heal. If y'all are meant to come back together, trust in the divine is going to bring you guys back together. Trying to hold on and cling to something is like codependency, and it's not going to work. You're just going to keep falling back in, being regretful about it, crying about it, and then going back and doing it again, then an apology, doing it again. It's like you don't want that, okay? We got the King of Cups, Father of Baskets. So there could be a water sign that is playing in your energy, could be messing with your emotions, messing with your head. This could be a father figure. This could be your father. You could be dealing with the father, standing your ground against the father figure or father. This could be you healing your father wounding. This could be you healing your emotions. This could be you healing your intuition, becoming more open, okay? We have the Ten of Swords. So betrayal, cutting, truth. It also talks about secrets that are exposed, that tear the fabric, tear bridges, destroy homes, families, destroy your life, backstabbing, gossiping, scandals, things like that are all like Ten of Swords like behaviors, breaking people's heart, cutting people off. All of this is Ten of Swords type of behaviors. That's Gemini energy. So some people will say, well, Gemini's like, oh, the cutoff game is real slick, like real, like once it's done, it's done. Sometimes that is a good energy to embody. Other times, like, it is not. You have to use your intuition with that. Like, for example, I did mention it, like the drug thing. Like, you have to cut people off because they will like keep seducing you back into those old habits, and you go through that cycle over and over and over again. Okay, it's like breaking cycles. It's like, no, I have to pour into my own cup. I have to balance my own emotions out. Being around you is not healthy. And so this, this card indicates the end of a cycle as well. Okay, any 10 is like the end of the cycle. Okay, so some of you guys are ending the cycle, stopping the betrayals, the secrets, the lies, covering up for other people, thinking you're doing it emotionally. Somebody could be playing with your emotions or trying to affect your emotions to keep you from cutting them off when you know right? The King of Cups, you know that's the best thing. I love that the King of Cups came out strong, because it's like, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm tuned in. I'm in tune to, like, these people are like playing with my emotions. 10, it could be a family, it could be multiple, because the 10 of Cups, you know, with the King of Cups and the 10 of Cups, it could be a family of like backstabbers, people who keep secrets, people who lie and always are doing like shisty things, people who like, oh, act like you're a part of this and you're a part of that, and then next thing you know, like, everybody knows everything but you don't know anything, like that type of betrayal like behavior. You're the only one who's out, you know, not knowing anything, and everybody else got all the like cards, and everybody else got all the like information, stuff like that, or people are talking about you behind your back, and smiling in your face when you come into that house, you know, and you already know it's like fake, stuff like that. We got the 7 of Swords, that sneaky, treacherous, lying, deceitful behavior. This, on the upright, this could be like moving in silence. So some of you guys could be moving in silence, cutting people off as you go, discovering like scandalous, very treacherous, like snake-like behavior, people moving behind the scenes, moving funny, like acting funny and acting like snakes, like slithering around, like, you know, so you could be cutting off those type of people who are Decepticons, like they got, you know, they're stirring the pot behind the scenes, they got this going on and that going on. You see these knives here, like they're ready to like stab you in the back or cut you, or like cut you off in order to benefit themselves, that type of behavior. And then we also have the Ace of Knives. This talks about integrity, truth, conscientiousness, divine truth. Okay, it's like the truth is the truth. Like there's no getting around it. Like, let's cut the BS. Let's get straight to the point. Right? You see the point. The point of that knife is, you stabbed me, you consistently did it, you're shisty, you're a liar, you're a snake, you're scandalous, and you know you need to stop. Unfortunately, if you can't stop yourself, you're cut off. Like I said, stop. And that's you stepping into your power. That's that 7 of Wands, like standing your ground. My standards is, I don't deal with liars, I don't deal with snakes, I don't deal with rats. If you want to be in this type of behavior, stirring the pot, going behind the scenes, talking about me, and then smiling in my face like it's all cool, right? Then I'm gonna cut you off. If you were moving in silence for the betterment of us, that's one thing. But like when it all comes out, the truth is always gonna come to light. We're always gonna get to the point of it, and communication is always needed. So that's this person like, speak the truth now or forever hold your peace. And if I come to find out you want to speak in the truth, you're cut off. You're done. Like this is your last opportunity to be on the up or up. Okay, because that's upright. So somebody could be playing with communication to try to finesse something in the way that they want it to be. And it has to do with communication, because we got air energy. Aquarius, 7 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, which I would consider like Libra energy, which is like truth, justice, fairness. Okay. And then 10 of Swords, we got Gemini energy. So it's like somebody's manifesting, like that could be that spell magic, that witch magic, like, oh, you know, like it ain't that bad, like why you acting like that, or this, that, and the other. And it's like, I'm acting like that because you were wrong. Like, and you're not admitting you're wrong. So that lack of accountability, 7 of Swords, like stuff like behavior like that. That's very narcissistic, very toxic, because these people, like, they'll continue to start a pot. They'll continue to, like, scheme and plot and finesse to get what they want. They don't care. There's no cups here except for the King of Cups. They don't care about how it affects you, how it affects other people, like, just that they get what they want. Ace of Wands. There you go. Leadership, taking your power back. You know, it also not necessarily collaboration, but yes, leading a flock. It has to be people that you're in alignment with, people who are also on the same path, people who are also walking the same walk in life. Okay, so that's that Ace of Wands energy. You also have to be careful with the Ace of Wands. That could talk about like sexual energy. It also talks about solar plexus, your confidence. You know, so a lot of you guys are taking your power back regardless. With this Ace of Wands next to the Ace of Swords, so whatever this 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords going on is not working. Six of Baskets. So past, it talks about reconciliation. That is Scorpio's energy. It also talks about so yeah, people could be using your past against you. People could be bringing up things that you did in the past, even though you have already come to terms with that, maybe already healed that. You've already been down that road before. This is things that maybe happened to you when you were a child. People who've done this to you since you were a child, who continue to do this, and you continue to give them chance after chance after chance after chance. You continue to reconcile with them. The past continues to get brought back up again, and then you have to address it again, and then the past gets brought up again, and then you have to address it again until you get to a point where you have to just realize that's how these people are, and they're only going to understand you mean business when you take your power back and you cut them off, or at least for a time. Like, that's the end of that cycle, and now they understand consequences. And you can always go back and reconcile, especially like if it's family and you can't avoid these people. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to allow you to do that right now. So because you want to keep doing that right now, I'm going to cut you off right now until you understand that I don't like that. And I told you to stop doing that. You did it again. So now you're going to get cut off for a time. And I'll decide when that time when it's time to reconcile with you, when I felt like you've learned your lesson. Because if you don't learn your lesson and you keep doing it, then the time's going to get longer and longer and longer until you're just cut off for good. Like, I'm giving you an opportunity. We need to work together. You're supposed to be on my team, on my side. I'm the leader of my life. You need to understand that. And that's you standing your ground, standing in your power. That's me embodying my Leo energy. It's like, don't tread on me. I said don't do that. You did it. You're cut off. And you cut them off. That's that Gemini energy. And then you like, because your intuition already told you, oh, that smile on my face, that's not going to work. Because I'm going to tell you very directly. And that's that Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands card together, fire and air. I'm going to tell you communicating very directly that I said stop doing that. Because you chose to do that, I'm going to cut you off for a time. And I'm going to decide when I'm ready to reconcile, or I'm ready to address this situation again. Because if you do it again, then I'm not going to address this situation with you. Because I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay? So, there you go. So I feel like that is the messages you guys needed to hear. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.